And the winner is...
Knack.
Wake up.
Let's talk about Knack. Knack. What is the f***ing deal with Knack? Why is Knack one of the most bullied games of all time? Sure, there's other games that have been more negatively review bombed, but I can't think of one that's been pitied, laughed at in the face of, just straight up bullied in the way Knack was. Now, it wasn't a blatantly awful game. It wasn't a total piece of shit like Ride to Hell Retribution. It was just Knack. So why has Knack been insulted so much? Well, the simple answer is a combination of two facts. Fact number one, as far as Sony were concerned, this was not just a launch title for the PlayStation 4, this was the launch title. This was the big one, the flagship game, the one that was going to sell every goddamn PlayStation on the shelves and more. Fact number two, it was f***ing Knack. Alright, let's actually talk about the game. What is it? Well, it was marketed as a platformer, but it has a serious lack of any real platforming gameplay. In Knack, you spend your time running around, beating up a bunch of enemies again and again and again. You just keep doing it. This is the majority of the gameplay. It's fine for what it is. I can imagine why some people like it, but it's just very boring. Everything about Knack is shockingly bland. The character himself couldn't be any more bland if they tried. What do you feel when you look into those eyes?
I feel nothing.
Then he opens his mouth to speak and somehow becomes even more boring.
I am at that.
This guy, this is going to be the flagship character for this decade of gaming? Alright, the positives. It looks nice enough, but you'd expect that from a AAA game. Whenever Knack dies, all of the bits he's made of go flying everywhere, and I guess it's technically quite impressive for its time. I suppose that's why Knack was conceived as the idea to kick off the next generation, but I'm sorry, the death animation of the character being kind of impressive is just not enough. It's not enough to justify an entire game, let alone an entire console. Especially when the actual gameplay, the thing that matters, feels like it could have easily come out on the PS2.
My son, Knack, he's got that putrid, rotten f***ing Knack gameplay. Motherfucker.
The story is a load of confused nonsense about goblins that were forced out of the city by humans, so Knack beats the shit out of the goblins. The game never really explains why we should be taking the human side in this, considering they unfairly banished the goblins from their homes, but whatever. If you're looking for strong morals in the plot of Knack, well then you've come to the wrong place.
Get out of here, man. I'm saying.
Everything here, from the character design, the repetitive gameplay, the confused tone, even the title Knack. Everything here is just so bland and unnoteworthy. Now, if this just came out as a typical mid-year release, it probably would have copped all of its 5.5 out of 10 ratings and the world would have forgotten about it by now. But for whatever reason, the folks over at Sony looked at this and went, that's our guy. That is the face of the next generation in gaming. And the rest is history. Poor old Knack didn't live up to the hype, and as depressing as it is, instead of becoming the Jesus of next-gen gaming, he became the butt of the joke for years to come. Even the sequel, creatively named Knack 2, which did improve on the original game in basically every way, wasn't enough to undo the damage of his initial mediocre release.
Life's not fair, is it?
Honestly, I have a weird place in my heart for Knack. Am I ever going to play Knack again? No. But if I hear someone slandering his name, am I going to step in and say, hey, give it a break, man? No, I'm probably not going to do that either. It's Knack. It's f***ing Knack.
I'm done. You hear me?